Championship Sunday for the women in the Southern Conference at the Ingalls Southern Conference Basketball Championships. It should be a great battle. The Chattanooga Mocs, they're the gold standard of women's basketball in the Socon, trying to get a 19th conference title all time against the Wofford Terriers, a #1 seed for the first time, and going for a title for just the second time in program history. With Robin Muller, Pete Hannity, here at the Harris Cherokee Center. Here's how we've arrived. Wofford with wins against Western Carolina and UNCG in what has been a landmark season. They try to achieve one more milestone against the Chattanooga ball club that's beaten Furman and rival ETSU. Let's focus on key players, beginning with Abby Cornelius, the senior. 135 games played at Chattanooga.
Abby Cornelius has an impact on the game that's often unnoticed. In the semifinals, she had 12 rebounds, 5 assists, but what made her extraordinary was she keyed that second quarter 18-2 run, not only with scoring, but passing, her floor vision, and then securing more possessions with the rebound. For Wofford, Annabelle Schultz, she was a blue-collar worker. Her work ethic and the results on the stat line speak volumes about her contribution to the team. She ended the semifinal game with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and an incredible 7 steals. And I feel like a big reason why Wofford's in this final game.
Another big reason, the work of that man, Jimmy Garrity, year number 7. Wofford building on a program best with the 2 wins in the tournament here, now with 22. There was a time, if you saw a 2 in the win column for them, there was not another number that followed it. Sean Poppy, what a remarkable start to his head coaching career. A longtime assistant coach. He has Chattanooga on the verge of another Southern Conference title.
These two coaches have really had an extraordinary run, and Jimmy Garrity in particular. It's a building program for him, and finally the fruits of his labor are reflected.
So the third member of our team is Aaron Summers courtside. Aaron?
Thanks, Pete. Chattanooga's been chasing Wofford all season long, finishing just 1 game behind them for the regular season title. And head coach Sean Poppy said that his team actually is coming in here really confident today because of the way they were able to come back in that first game against Furman. Said being down and fighting their way to a victory really has fueled them for the rest of this weekend. So they just got to come in here aggressive and ready to go. So far, it's been a close one.
Rachel Rose, cross-court pass. Matthews, Patton can hit from outside and inside. So can Matthews. Gonna go the other way. 9 Wofford points over the first 5 Chattanooga turnovers. The Wofford Terriers trying to win a first Socon title. They're off to a hot start.
And it's just ball rotation and rebounding, but Chattanooga has an answer in Addie Grace Porter. Helen Matthews splash.
An iconic view of the Biltmore House in Asheville, North Carolina. The Wofford Terriers, an early 4-point advantage on Chattanooga, trying to win their first ever Socon tourney title. Welcome back in with Robin Muller, Pete Hannity. And we can break this game down. You can talk about player matchups, trends, all that kind of thing. Championship game, first and foremost, Robin, you got to keep your cool.
Yeah, and one of the concerns that Sean Poppy had was whether or not his players could stay loose. If they get tight, and I think we're seeing that by the turnovers that have been forced. Wofford, they're going to try to force those live ball turnovers, which, again, reflective of the fact that the Chattanooga ladies are a little tight right now. Those forced ball turnovers, first live ball turnovers, you can see that reflected in the number of turnovers that Wofford already has gathered and the points they've been able to generate from that. You see the Wofford's forced 6 turnovers, 9 points off of that. And frankly, Chattanooga's only had 3 field goal attempts. So some of those turnovers then also limiting their opportunities to take shots.
Thompson defends Matthews, the junior from New Zealand, who reverses. Annabelle Schultz was the big story on Friday for Wofford. Maybe this is Helen Matthews' game.
You see that 5-out offense by Wofford. So much space in which to maneuver, whether it's cuts, lanes to the basket, or frankly, again, help has to come a long way.
Schultz. She's 34% beyond the arc. 10-point advantage. A regular season sweep of Chattanooga, which just a couple of years ago would have been unheard of. Under 5 to go in the quarter. Thompson, strong move. Matthews took it away. Let's see if it goes. Not sure it would have counted anyway. Wofford Terriers, a fast start. They lead by 8 after 1. Jimmy Garrity and his team could perhaps deliver a first ever Socon tourney title.
A lot of long-range shots hitting the bottom for Wofford, and several players getting in on the act. Helen Matthews underneath.
Waziruddin pump fake to lose Hatton. Cornelius long range. Gets her own rebound. Here's Waziruddin. Yes, Waziruddin.
I was surprised she didn't pull the trigger on the first one, but perhaps thought that Hatton might be able to get enough of an angle to get a block. Good patience, good offensive rebounding by Cornelius, and rotating it out to the wide open Yaz Waziruddin.
Great point. 66% for Matthews, a native of New Zealand, and Aaron has more.
Coach Garrity said that Helen Matthews is just the X factor for this team. He said that he's always felt like she's had all conference talent. It's just taken a little while for her to get comfortable. She's an overseas player, international player from Australia, and he said that she came in with her COVID year, and it was a really big adjustment for her, but she's really gotten more comfortable this year. She's found her rhythm. Things have slowed down, and she's really excelled this season.
Got a timeout on the court with 6:20 to go in our second quarter of play. The Wofford Terriers a 6-point advantage on the Chattanooga Mocs.
Jasmine Joyner, you see her here. She was a member of the 2015, 16, and 17 championship teams, the 3-time all-tournament selection. And she and Abby Cornelius have something in common. 2 of 3 players with over 1,000 points, over 900 rebounds, and over 100 blocks. So Abby Cornelius joining some rarefied company.
What a great player, Jasmine Joyner. She was on the last team for Chattanooga that played for a championship, 2017. Raven Thompson. Been a bit of a tough start for the freshman of the year, but that should help. Back out to a 6-point lead for a Terrier team that is having a special season. Cornelius. Oh, a nice little move just before she put it up and in. Carmen driving past Waziruddin, kicks to Matthews. Helen Matthews feeling it so far. Porter really hadn't done a whole lot of scoring in the first 2 tourney games. They didn't necessarily need her. 7 points the other day against ETSU. Shot clock at 5, under 3 to go before the half. How about a bank?
In each of these games, they've had a different player step up and be that impact player. First game was Rachel Rose, put on a clinic. Second game was Annabelle Schultz, and now we're seeing Helen Matthews. So he has different people that will step up, make an impact. He doesn't have to rely on just 1 or 2.
But Porter has tied us up at 29. Rose. Under 10 to go in the half. Olive Stoddard swings it. Waziruddin. Matthews defends. Under 5 to go. Cornelius, the reverse. And the Mocs will take a 2-point advantage into the halftime locker room. Talk about changing the storyline from quarter 1 to quarter 2. Sean Poppy's team got things going after that first break between quarters. He said his team plays some Euro ball. This kind of looked like it. Cornelius is usually in the middle of it.
Good ball movement. Yaz Waziruddin, just enough height on that pass that only Cornelius can get it. And look at Sean Poppy. Talk about a guy with extra energy, and his team is feeling it.
And that guy is with Aaron Summers.
Coach, I don't know if it's your passion, your energy here, but what brought this team back?
Well, we just keep fighting, right? I thought early on we executed pretty well defensively, and they made some shots. I mean, they had a bank shot in. Some people that we're playing off of made some shots. Just keep believing, right? Keep believing. I thought Nerves got the best on the offensive end, and we got shots we were making, and we just didn't get many of them. So just stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. We got 40 minutes, so 20 more, and see who's the best team.
What stood out to you about Olive Stoddard and her ability to shut down Rachel Rose?
Well, it takes a team effort, but I tell you what, she's up for any challenge we give her. I said it yesterday in the press, or 2 days ago in the press conference. Her stats may not be overly glaring of wow, but she's a team kid that wants to win a championship, so she's going to do everything she can.
Thanks, Coach.
Aaron, that guy may need some oxygen. Might want to find the medic for him. His energy transformed to his team. They close the half on a 10-2 run. And the Mocs are 15-3 on the season when they lead at the break. Wofford 5-5 when they trail. Jackie Carmen wants a title. So does Sigrun Olafsdottir. Chattanooga by 2 at the break. Back in Asheville, North Carolina, quarter number 1 belonged to the Wofford Terriers. In the second quarter, it was the Chattanooga Mocs who outscored Wofford by 10. They have a 2-point lead as we get ready for the second half in the Southern Conference Championship game. And welcome back into the Harris Cherokee Center with Robin Muller, Pete Kennedy. So what did Chattanooga do to change things in quarter number 2?
Well, their defense picked up the pace. They really put more pressure on those guards, in particular Rachel Rose not getting any clean looks. That offense for Wofford spread out, 5 out, but they've adjusted, Chattanooga has, in terms of who needs to help and how far in to help so that they're not getting caught too deep in the defense. The other thing is that Chattanooga started hitting three-pointers.
Yep. Helped
a lot. For Wofford, Helen Matthews set the tone early with her scoring ability. Knocked down a couple threes with good passing from her teammates, wide open looks, and then started attacking the basket as well, taking Raven Thompson under the basket and then beating Abby Cornelius down the lane. But Addie Grace Porter, I talked about the fact that Chattanooga started hitting threes. She was 4 of 5 from behind the arc. And each of these shots were open because the defense was collapsing to the inside, focused more on Waziruddin and Cornelius.
16 points combined in the first 2 games this weekend, 15 so far today. Thompson knocking it away. Get past Rose, who defends with Matthews.
That was a great job by Raven Thompson, just anticipating, and I think coming up behind Helen Matthews, who's trying to clear some space in a little crowded area on that right side of the floor.
Annabelle Schultz, 17 points on Friday, just 3 so far.
Again, I think Chattanooga's defense has made a big difference and is starting to create that offense for them.
Cornelius rising to the occasion. Her final game as a Moc. She's had to deal with injuries, but she has hung in there through a coaching change, and she just gave her team their largest lead. We've got a timeout on the court.
Well, when your defense starts doing good things, it creates a lot of offense. And for Chattanooga, they're connecting on all cylinders. Abby Cornelius with the finish at the hoop.
6-point advantage for Chattanooga. An 11-0 run since the 2:37 mark of the second quarter. Jimmy Garrity moments ago in the huddle. Let's send it over to Aaron.
Coach Garrity emphasizing the need to get more paint touches for his squad. He said that the offense has been stagnant. They need more movement. He stats how many paint touches they get, and he said in the second quarter they had just 17. He likes that number to be more around 25. So that was the difference for him between the first and the second quarter of action. Definitely wants to see his offense flow a little bit more.
11-0 run coming out of the second quarter to this point. Hatton and Rose 1 for 6 combined on 3-point attempts. Pretty big number right there.
Yeah, and I can see every reason why Jimmy Garrity upset in that huddle.
To Rose, Porter defends. Rose probably happy to see someone in front of her other than Olafsdottir. Matthews keeping her team in it. What a game for Helen Matthews. Now 3 of 4 beyond the arc. She's got 18. Waziruddin taken away by Schultz. Remember Schultz 7 steals in the semifinal game. Rose lost it, got it back, and scores it. And now Sean Poppy, the one we may see animated with his team around him. Although generally, from the time it tips off, he's animated regardless of what's going on the court. Rachel Rose, maybe that'll get her rolling. The Terriers back within 1. Wofford using the D to set up the O.
Annabelle Schultz, she's one of the players to watch. She just takes the ball away from Yaz Waziruddin, pushing tempo, and then Rachel Rose able to finish. But that number dwindled a bunch over this last few minutes.
Waziruddin had the hand of Schultz in her face. Gets it to go down. back out to a 6-point advantage. Waziruddin. Matthews picks up the defense. Right now with 3 fouls, and Waziruddin taking advantage of it.
This time, not enough contact off of Raven, and the officials let it play.
Waziruddin to beat the shot clock. Friendly bounce. The lead grows to 13 on a 9-0 run. Terriers will play for a final shot. Hatton is yet to score. And the third quarter comes to an end. Chattanooga Mocs, they were thunderous down the stretch in quarter number 2 to take the lead. They built upon it mightily in the third period of play.
As Waziruddin, former all-conference player, now here at Chattanooga.
Welcome back to Southern Conference Women's Championship action. UTC up over Wofford 49-36, and UTC head coach Sean Poppy has a little extra helper this season in his son Kai. Kai just turned 7 years old, and earlier this year Coach Poppy told him that he was going to get to travel with the team for the first time for his first ever road trip. And Coach Poppy was in the locker room doing his thing. He came out looking for his son, and one of the assistant coaches said, you know, Kai's going to be on stool duty. He's going to take your chair to the huddle now each time out. And Coach Poppy said he wasn't too sure about how Kai would handle that, but he's done a great job. He's very good about taking out the chair every time and being where he needs to be, and he's a huge support system for the team. The girls really take to him.
Young Coach Poppy. I could see, Aaron, the next aspect of his growth would be give him a clipboard to go along with his chair duties to start the fourth quarter. Matthews off the turnover from Cornelius, and she'll head to the line.
This is a little sloppy exchange by Chattanooga, but once again, Helen Matthews picking the team up, really putting them on her shoulders. Soft passing, overshot by the offense. But Raven Thompson continues to stay out of foul trouble as Matthews attacks the basket.
From the outside, Raven Thompson.
Seeing a couple white jerseys collapsing to Thompson, down on the paint.
Rose from the outside. Another three for the Scranton, Pennsylvania native. Wofford back within 7. They got that close in the third quarter.
Big lift. I think it's just a determination now by Rachel Rose. She's going to try to get shots any way she can.
Porter, Thompson. Pretty feed, nice finish.
Nice leap off from Addie Porter to Thompson, drawing the defense. She knew as she was getting in there, that's what she wanted to do.
Rejection by Cornelius. Thompson, Waziruddin ahead. She'll take it herself as Matthews defends, and a foul is called.
But there was a determination to Chattanooga on the floor today, and it was exhibit all across the way. You see Sean Poppy getting hugs, giving hugs as this game winds out.
Your 2023 Women's Southern Conference champion, the Chattanooga Mocs. Wofford, the #1 seed, the regular season crown was theirs. But here in Asheville, North Carolina, the team from the Scenic City, quite a scene at midcourt. Another championship in women's basketball is theirs.
A lot of excitement. You see Sean Poppy showing some emotion. I think he's crying. And hugging Addie Grace Porter as point guard, who made a huge difference. Hugs for each and every one of them right now.
Well, suffice it to say, Sean Poppy has established a pretty high bar for himself as the head coach of the Chattanooga Mocs women's team. He was an assistant at Furman, impacted Jackie Carson's program. She'll tell you that, as they became a team that's contended for the Southern Conference Championship, a run at Virginia Tech. And let's now hear from him, his first head coaching assignment this year. He's with Aaron Summers.
Coach, I can see the emotion in your eyes right now. Emotionally, what are you feeling
Well, this is what you dream about as a kid, and not for me, for them, right? They poured everything they could into us, to this university, to our program, and they finally get what they deserve. Just so happy for our kids. Wofford's a heck of a basketball team, and we just stuck with it, so it all just came full circle.
You're down 10 at one point in this ball game. What impressed you so much about your team's ability to fight back?
We talked about before the game, we felt like this was our ninth life. You know, we've been up and down all year, and we've used every lesson to get better. And we feel like we've been in every situation to get us ready for here. And we leaned on that. So we stayed with each other, simple as that.
How much fun is it going to be taking this team to an NCAA tournament?
I tell you what, I mean, not in your wildest dreams, you know, like you preach it every day, and then it gets closer and closer, and the belief gains, and not only for me, but with them, and we're going dancing, baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sean Poppy, the confetti falls from above on the Chattanooga Mocs. More hugs. He may give about 1,000 more of those or get about 1,000 more of those. There's his winning team, Robin, and young coach Poppy as well, able to celebrate right next to his dad.
Well, it's pretty exciting for Sean Poppy and the rest of his staff coming in. And he said, you know, it wasn't about changing the culture. It was getting this group to believe in what they were doing. He said almost to a fault they did. They bought in. He has done an incredible job with this program in his first year, and many more great things to come. Yet, one of the keys for Chattanooga today was play loose, and you could see it after that first quarter. They started playing looser and looser, which was much more to their advantage.
Sean Poppy and Chattanooga held a Wofford team averaging about 70 points a game to just 53 in a 63-53 win. Congratulations to the Chattanooga Mocs. They're the champs, taking Wofford by 10 today here in Asheville. On behalf of Robin Muller and Aaron Summers, Pete Hannity saying so long for now from Asheville. This has been a presentation of ESPN.